Gran Saga is an MMO that I have been actively talking about since its announcement. It was one of the 4 larger anime-related MMOs that I was most excited for: Genshin Impact, Blue Protocol, Tower of Fantasy, and Gran Saga. 3 of these ultimately ended up turning into MMOs, 2 of them released globally. Blue Protocol is releasing globally this year, and Gran Saga was just confirmed to be receiving a global release as well. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. I love anime games, and more than that, I love anime MMOs. They are arguably one of my favorite kinds of MMO in the entire genre. With Tower of Fantasy having released just a few months ago, Blue Protocol and Gran Saga both releasing in the near future, there's going to be a lot of variety for anime fans. And given Gran Saga isn't some cheap, exploitable, bug-ridden Chinese game like certain other releases in recent memory, rather a more polished Korean MMO, it might stand a better chance of succeeding where others have failed in the past. But what is Gran Saga, and when specifically is this game actually going to be releasing globally? Before we delve into that, let me take a moment here to thank our patrons over on Patreon. Your guys' support is invaluable and deeply appreciated, and is an amazing thing to always be able to include in every video. Also, if you have a moment, consider following MRSSSTIX and I over on Twitch. We stream there every weekend. Gran Saga was announced back in 2019. I did my first dedicated video on the game on November 26, 2019, I think the very same day the trailer for the game dropped. I was excited because it was touted as being a fully and completely open world anime MMO, allowing you the freedom to traverse the world at your own pace with no boundaries. At this point in time, we didn't really have any anime games, or more than that, anime MMOs that really did what Gran Saga was promising. Genshin wasn't released. I mean, hell, Genshin hadn't even held a beta test yet. Fast forward to 2021, Gran Saga officially rolled out in Korea. Within its first 3 months of service, the game managed to earn an incredible $100 million, absolutely shattering records. This is from a studio, NPixel, with no history of developing video games. Rather, Gran Saga was their very first title, and it had taken the Korean MMO market by storm, destroying its competition. But it remained a Korean exclusive for a very long time before releasing in Japan, because, you know, Japan loves anime, so that was the next logical market to take advantage of. This admittedly left Western players hoping that we would be next. And admittedly, that does in fact seem to be the case, as the studio founder released a statement on Twitter going on to confirm the following: the global version of Gran Saga is being prepared. It will come out after many parts have been fixed in the current service version. It will be released when kindness, convenience, and content quality are maximized. Everything will be reflected in the Korean and Japanese version. And no, Gran Saga, the MMO that we are discussing in this video right now, is not an NFT project. It does not contain any form of blockchain. It does not contain any crypto BS. The tweet was in reference to another tweet concerning another MMO project currently in development sharing a similar name, Gran Saga Unlimited. I am going to be doing a separate video on that in the near future, but the two games are completely disconnected. They do share the same intellectual property, but like Final Fantasy games, they are otherwise set in completely unique worlds. While Gran Saga has been relatively well received, it wouldn't have made nearly as much money if it wasn't, NPixel's founder confirmed that there are still some areas of the game that need improvement. They are currently in no rush and would rather the game be perfect before releasing to Western players. Now, I want to take a moment here. I cannot express enough how important this is that they are taking the time to reflect on where the game seems to be operating poorly and are making adjustments to it accordingly in an active effort to provide a better experience for players in not only Korea and Japan, but also outside to us. Tower of Fantasy is a prime example of an MMO that rushed its release, both in China and global. And we were met with the same bugs, the same exploits, the same hackers, and look where it ended up. If Gran Saga has any chance of success, it is going to be tied to how well received it is in its initial week of release, having glaring bugs that even the studio founder recognizes will tarnish their reputation, and that seems to be something that they're conscious of. As such, no release date or even year was given for the global version of the game. All we were given was a direct confirmation that the global version of the game is currently in the process of being localized, but they are making alterations that they deem are absolutely vital, alterations that will be reflected in current versions of the game before they finalize anything. Gran Saga, much like Tower of Fantasy, is a cross-platform anime MMO that allows players to essentially obtain weapons in the form of Gran, with every Gran having their own unique look and abilities tied to them. What this means is that there is no holy trinity or class system, rather every class takes on the form of a weapon, and weapons are both earned in-game and obtained via a gacha system. Now, Gran Saga does carry the potential to be a very fun, gorgeous, entertaining, engaging MMO, but it carries just as much chance to be the exact opposite as well. And admittedly, while I have covered this game, the good and the bad, I am hoping for the best. We need more variety in not only the MMO genre, but also the anime subgenre, and this could be another chance to lose yourself in a gorgeous anime world. Now, if you need something to play while waiting for Gran Saga, while waiting for Blue Protocol, I got you covered with 2 videos on screen right now. One featuring a new MMO that just released, and the other featuring a list of every upcoming MMO launching this month, January 2023.